Good morning. Starting off day 106. Just got dropped off by Ken, Warrior Expedition supporter. Great person. 5:10 in the morning, about 66 degrees, but at least it's not as humid. Going to be a little warmer today. Feeling okay. Let's see how far I can go, but not going to push it. Appalachian Trail, mile 1402.7. Nice white blaze. Reflective tape into the woods. Camera's lighting up everything. May have to put my headlamp on. Mile 1403. So I just came down that, and now I gotta go through son of a lemon squeezer. Mile 1404. Good morning, dear. Are we in a staring contest? Go about your business. Crossing Seven Lakes Drive, white blaze. I'm on an old abandoned road with pavement, but look at this gravity retaining wall here. All that's done by hand. It's not some rustic ashlar fake finish. Gonna veer off the road, go up the steps. Steps that I've heard many people talk about on Bear Mountain. Mile 1406. Lots and lots of steps. But I'm thankful for the steps instead of having to take my pack off and climb over rocks. I think I'll pull out my sit pad and take advantage of the bench. Just a super spot for a break. A tad of a breeze. Very nice. Let's get back on the white blaze. So I'm overlooking this smaller mountain peak, but a very important one. Perhaps you can see the American flag. This is the Trail of the Fallen. So people have carried rocks with service members' names up to the summit and placed them. There are over thousands of those rocks up there. I would have liked to have taken the blue blaze, but at least I get to see it. Off in the distance, to the left is what appears to be Usama. Mile 1407. Super cool tower. Vicinity of Peekskill off in the distance. Anthony Nose Mountain. Behind the trees is Usama. That's Long Mountain. And New York City is off in the distance there. This is the Bear Mountain Bridge under construction, and this is the lowest point on the Appalachian Trail. Those gentlemen were fearless. Perkins Tower, named after George Perkins, constructed 1934. He was the president of the Palisades Interstate Highway Commission. Really cool view. AT North. Coming off Bear Mountain, been on this very, very well constructed, nicely maintained trail and quite a few steps. So I'm thinking these are the steps that everybody was referencing. Very, very pleasant saunter. First view of the Bear Mountain Bridge with the commuter train going underneath. I tell you, I like trains. Mile 1408, and these steps continue. Excellent construction, quality workmanship. This is where I get some extra credit. There's a half-mile detour due to this construction at the Bear Mountain Inn. The little blue tent canopy over there, looks like that's where they're doing the concrete testing. That guy, he's over there doing some compaction. Strength is a function of density. So, more density, greater strength in most cases. AT north of Maine, but gotta take one of these. Detour. I like the tree protection with the fence, but I would suspect you would put the tree in the center. The purpose of the fence is to keep the construction equipment off the roots, because that'll kill the tree. So, anyways, just an observation. Cool. Looks like they got the AT open. All right. Walking on this recently placed fine graded surface mix. There's the white blaze. More of them. 10 o'clock, 6.4. But I just spent 45 minutes trying to get a sandwich at the Hiker Cafe at Bear Mountain Lodge. I did fill my water bottles though. Just a nice stroll around the lake. This is nice, little underpass. Trailside Museum and Zoo, summer, 10 to 4:30. If it were earlier, I'd have to take the Blue Blaze. Let's go see if we can see some animals. That looks pretty tempting. No bears. Lowest spot on the AT at 120 feet at the Bear Den. A little snippet about the AT. Here's another map. Again, start here at Springer. I'm here, and that's the target. One day at a time. Mile 1,409. Go over the Bear Mountain Bridge. Some interesting tidbits about the Bear Mountain Bridge. Opened in 1924, it's over 100 years old. 2,257 feet and a main span length of 1,632 feet. It was the longest suspended span in the world at the time of its opening. Yeah. Let's check it out. Mile 1410. Looks like that railroad goes through a tunnel there. Looking back, pretty epic bridge. Good PSA for Lyme disease and other tick-borne diseases. Shower soon after being outdoors. Mile 1411. Mile 1412. Mile 1413. Mile 1414. Mile 1415. There's the Appalachian Market. I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sure. On a little boardwalk. All right, gonna finish up the hiking day. So finishing up the hiking day, 13.0 miles, started at 5, finished at 1:30. Took it nice and easy, getting warm. Gonna be warmer tomorrow and the day after, so gonna figure out what activities I can do to keep from hitting tracer burnout. That's the Appalachian Market. That's what I got. Philly cheesesteak in New York. Finishing up day 106 on the Appalachian Trail. Grateful for Corinne picking me up for a third time. Third time's a charm. Again, Corinne is the wife of my friend Dennis, who I met on the PCT 3 years ago, hiked with him for 2 months. And then he was the one that named me mile marker and also told me about Warrior Expedition, but he's on his own expedition right now, trying to get from Alaska to Washington and subsequently back on the PCT. But great evening. Went to go to Taco Turnpike. Got some tacos. That was excellent, and I may eat a little bit more. But anyways, great evening. Looking forward to tomorrow. Gonna be a short day. Trains, trains, and trains. Mile marker signing out.